$816 plus $1,337 plus $1,877 for Social Security. Some surprising information right here in the video. Let's get into it and discuss all the details. All right, now in this video, I do want to share with you the details of a study that was released by the Senior Citizens League, which is a big, powerful advocacy group which focuses on seniors and, of course, Social Security beneficiaries. Well, in this study, we can clearly see there's some major problems with Social Security and the monthly benefits going out to beneficiaries. So let's get into it, as this is some pretty surprising information, and we will clearly see what this $816 and the $1,337 as well as the $1,877 actually means for Social Security beneficiaries. However, really quickly before we do, thanks so much for joining me. If you're enjoying this video so far and you want more like it, please make sure to subscribe right down below the video. It's totally free to do so, and I'm here for you right by your side each and every day, watching all the information hitting the wire, doing the research and breaking it all down into these short videos so you can stay updated with what's actually going on out there and how it may impact you, your money, your benefits, your lifestyle, your bank account, and of course anything popping up right now you can possibly grab and or take advantage of. It's a very busy, confusing, and uncertain time, and again, I truly want to help you out in any way that I can, so please make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet, and let's get into it and talk about this study out of the Senior Citizens League, what they're showing here for Social Security beneficiaries and the major discrepancies when it comes to your monthly benefit. All right, so let me walk you through all the numbers behind this, and you'll clearly see this will paint a very clear picture of what is going on with this program. All right, so get this. The study shows this much. Back in the year 2000, so 23 years or so ago, the year 2000, the average Social Security benefit was $816 a month. That's the average benefit back then, about, like I said, 23 or so years ago. However, from then, the year 2000, $816 up through last year, 2022, the average benefit increased from $816 in 2000 up to $337 last year in 2022, okay? So that's what it increased up to. However, based on the real life cost of living adjustments and things like this, as far as how much prices have really increased over that course of time. In fact, over that 22 to 23 year period of time, they found that real expenses for fixed income beneficiaries increased by 130%. However, benefits only increased by about 64% during that time. Well, as a result of that, their study went on to show that just last year alone, rather than the $337 average benefit, according to their study, that the average Social Security beneficiary was actually receiving, according to their studies and how much increases should have been over that last, say, 22 to 23 years for beneficiaries, last year the average benefit should have been, according to their study, $1,877 a month. Over $500 more per month is how much beneficiaries should have been receiving last year in 2022 versus the $1,337 on average, according to what they're pointing out here. So you can clearly see the major discrepancies here, right? So we can clearly see with their studies, but wait, this doesn't make sense. In 2000, benefits were $816. 2022, $337. Okay, that's not a very big increase over, call it, 22 years of time, right? Well, that is because the annual cost of living adjustment is not accurately reflecting the actual living expenses for fixed income beneficiaries and those people receiving fixed income benefits administered by Social Security. Well, as a result of this, you can clearly see, well, if they run the real numbers behind this and actually show how much benefits really should have increased, over that 22 to 23 year period of time from 2000 up until through last year, 2022, they're basically pointing out that benefits during that time should have gone from $816 in the year 2000 up to $1,877 during that same period of time, right? So again, that's what benefits should have been according to their information here. So you can clearly see Social Security is, don't get me wrong, it's a great program. A lot of beneficiaries, a lot of people, tens of millions of people rely on these benefits, but you can clearly see how the COLA each and every year and how these annual raises are literally not keeping up. Now, here's the thing. We've talked about different aspects of this before in other videos. I think we all probably agree that yes, the COLA is great, but again, I've asked you before in other videos, do you think the COLA that you got this year 2023, the 8.7%, or the COLA last year, 5.9%, or the COLA year before that, 1.3%. Have all of these increases actually kept up with the real cost of living? Again, we all know the answer to that. The simple answer is no, not even close, right? In fact, in a recent video, I was out pointing out the increases just in energy prices alone over the last 2 years. Get this. Electricity prices are up over 11% over the last 2 years. Heating oil is up 27% over the last 2 years. Natural gas up nearly 27% over the last 2 years. So just these three pieces of energy alone are up, 11, 27, and 26% respectively over the last 2 years. And again, that is just energy alone. What about all of the other expenses that we have, like housing, rents, food, gas in our car, insurance on our car, healthcare costs, all of the different expenses out there that continue to come up on a regular basis? Now again, all of these added up, add the cost of living as far as how much it really costs us on a weekly, a daily, a monthly basis, an annualized basis to continue operating our lives on an ongoing basis. It's very, very different, right? So the real cost of living has increased substantially more than what they continue to give us through the annual cost of living adjustment, like the 1.3% 2 years ago, the 5.9% last year, and the 8.7% this year alone. And you can clearly see it from this study right here from the Senior Citizens League, right? So what I've pointed out before in other videos is basically this much. The COLA, again, being actually reported by and being determined by the CPI-W, Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers, whereas what it really should be is the CPI-E, which is the Consumer Price Index for the elderly, which better reflects and has a better weighting on those expenses that actually, fixed income beneficiaries actually spend their money on, like housing, rents, healthcare, and things like this, where the vast majority of fixed income beneficiaries spend most of their disposable income and their monthly benefits every single month. So you can clearly see right here from this report, we got some major problems. Unless Congress comes forward and does something about this, unfortunately, this will just continue to get worse as we get forward into the future, right? So the more benefits should be increased. Unfortunately, if Congress does not change the way that the annual cost of living adjustment is actually calculated, this will just continue. Nothing's going to change, right? The problem will just get worse. And the spread between where benefits should be and where benefits actually are will just continue to get further and further apart, right? So this is the major problem. So anyway, you can clearly see it just based on last year alone and this study, benefits for Social Security beneficiaries on average, again, this is on average. Not everybody would be, on the average, but this is just based across all beneficiaries. The average beneficiary should have been getting over $500 more last year just because of this one little change that should have been taking place years and years ago, about 22 years ago. So craziness, right? Anyway, anytime I come across reports like this, I like to bring these to your attention so you can clearly see what is going on here and you can clearly see what is happening and some of the major problems that is going on with this program, as well as what fixed income beneficiaries really need out of Congress, and of course, what they need to do to change up this program, because this is falling behind. And like I said, if we fast forward another 5 years, another 7, 10, 8, whatever it happens to be, another 20 years from right now, the spread on that as far as what benefits actually are and how much benefits really should be is just going to get significantly further apart, right? So anyway, pretty craziness, right? I don't know. When I saw these numbers, I thought that is a huge, huge amount. To go from $1,337 last year up to $1,877, that's a huge difference, right? That's a big, big difference in benefits. And let's be real, does an extra $500 a month, would that help you out? Yeah. I mean, obviously, right? An extra $500 or so, give or take a little bit. But again, that would be incredibly beneficial for a lot of people, especially even when we're just looking at things that are out there right now floating around, like the Social Security Expansion Act, where they're talking about potentially increasing benefits by just $200 a month. I mean, we're sitting here saying, please give us $200 a month. Could you imagine if they gave us $500 and if they actually changed this up and it came out to be that? I mean, that'd be pretty good for a lot of people, right? Now, again, I want to say this much as well. I am not suggesting that Congress is going to come forward and change this up and we're going to get all a $500 increase. I'm not saying that at all, okay? So I want to make that very clear so I don't see any comments down below saying, you said we're getting a $500 raise. No, this is not what it's suggesting. It's suggesting the spread between where benefits currently are right now, the average, and how much the increase and how much benefits really should be is a difference of over $500 a month. Crazy. Anyway, I want to bring this to your attention so we can all clearly see what is going on right here and what is happening with this, and some major changes that need to be taken into Social Security to change this program, and ultimately just make sure that these benefits are paid out at the pace that they really should be for the millions of beneficiaries. And again, this would not even be that big of a deal. This could be a simple couple pages of legislation that Congress could write up and literally get done with no problem at all. Literally changing the way that the COLA is calculated. That's it. Not that big of a deal, right? So anyway, as I get further details on anything going on right now, of course, I will bring it to your attention right away. But I wanted to bring this to you just because when I find stuff in information like this and studies, surveys, things like this, I always like to bring them to you so you can clearly see what is happening and what really needs to be done. Anyway, I'm here for you in any way that I can be. Please make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Share the video with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out any of the other thousands and thousands of videos here on the channel. Until next time, enjoy your day, take care, have a good one, and catch you again later.